Right, well, she's off getting a pie and I've got you alone. I've got a secret to share with you that Maxine doesn't know about.
Are we at the end or are we at the start? 129 beats per minute from my heart. Anywhere with you is where I long to go. Night or day, I'm taking you all the way. 'Cause my heart screams, let me carry you home.
Hey up, it's Tim Pat Bazza and
Mrs. Bazza.
it's 5:45 in the morning and we are trying to wake up because
Right.
we're about to jump on a plane. Well, don't jump in a car to go to a plane because we're going to be travelling for the next 30 hours to get back to Orlando. We're here in Singapore. We have a 15 plus hour flight back to San Francisco, then connection to Denver, then a connection to Orlando, then an Uber at the other end to get home. Now, we said when we started this trip that we would avoid American Airlines, and of the last 6 legs, they've all been Asian Airlines. We've had no problem. This leg, problems.
Yes.
Yeah, the fact we're up at 5 a.m. in the morning is a problem because originally this flight was booked for 9 p.m. this evening. So we got a full day. We bought a pass to go into the lounge. We're going to go and do the airport, the Jewel.
Yeah.
And then about 3 months ago, they said, oh no, it's not 9 p.m., it's 9 a.m. now. So we're going to fly at 9 a.m., which of course will mess with our body clocks because the other way we would be eating then going to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to be awake all day, and you can bet they'll be turning the lights off
Oh yeah.
10 minutes after they stop serving the food, trying to
Yeah.
get you to go to sleep, even though we've been wide awake. Then that's the flight from here to San Francisco. Then the flight which was originally from LA to Orlando was cancelled. Wasn't delayed, it was cancelled. So they booked us on a San Francisco to Orlando. Then that was cancelled. And so now we're doing Denver, Orlando, because that's the only way they could get us back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a bit of a pain, to be honest, doesn't it?
Truly has.
And we have booked premium economy because it was a premium economy round trip, so I'll be premium economy in the seats. So we are going to, we did book a transfer, that's another bit of advice. So they're coming to pick us up in 10 minutes. So we're going to get our luggage down to the lobby, get in the bus. We checked in online. So join us as we go to Shanghai Airport, which is one of the best airports in the world. I don't think we'll get to see much of the Jewel, but if we do, we will do, because we've lost the whole day there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can get in the lounge, so we'll go and get some breakfast. And then show you, hopefully enjoy with us our, I think of those 30 hours, 24 hours we're going to be bums in seats on planes.
Mm-hmm.
And the other 6 hours are, like now, getting to the airport a couple of hours early, connections between 2 flights, and then 2 hours when we get to the other end to get our luggage and get home. So that's where the 30 hours comes from, we had it all together. You're not saying a lot, you're not awake
No,
this
I'm
morning.
not awake yet.
Yeah, okay, let's get down to reception. So we've arrived here. Driver was 10 minutes late, which wasn't a good start to the day. So we've checked in and we're going to go through immigration and then go to the lounge and get our breakfast, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
And it's now 6:40. So we're in the lounge here. And this is the one I think all the business people use for United, as well as those who've got them vouchers. It's not very good.
Omelets alright, beans are alright. Hash browns are horrible. I think they've been there since yesterday.
They used to use the Chris Lounge, Singapore Airlines, not anymore. They've this kind of contracted out one that's got like rammed,
Yeah.
nowhere to sit, and very not good for you. I'm about to have to pay business class and coming here. I mean, it's just like it's rammed, absolutely rammed,
And it's small.
and it's very, very small. Yeah, when I've been before, I think when in the Chris Lounge, it's absolutely wonderful. It doesn't sell the brand very well. Better off going down there where it's better light, probably better food.
I just said, can you imagine paying $10,000 for this flight if you were in business and getting this lounge? Not good.
We don't do lounges that often, do we?
No.
But we're comparing it with the one we got in Tokyo for premium economy.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, I say Manchester's better than this. All the Manchester lounges.
Probably the worst food.
It's what? Worse?
Probably the worst food I've ever had in a lounge.
Yeah.
It's not edible.
Yeah. Luckily, she did see a what was it? A Starbucks, and they have chicken pie again.
Thank you.
So I might be eating a chicken pie to take with us on the plane. So that's the lounge. What's it called, Max?
Sax lounge, is it?
Yeah. Claustrophobic. Not very good.
It was dreadful.
Yeah. We're not lounge snobs because we don't really do lounge as much, do we?
No.
But you
But
expect
compared to what we've already been in.
yeah, which is Manchester and the one in
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Pretty.
Oh, yeah, very pretty. Oh yeah. Got to say, it's a very nice terminal here. The immigration was pretty good, wasn't it?
Very easy.
I mean, it's just like electronic again. You scan, you go through gates, get your facial recognition.
Thumbprint 10.
Didn't talk to anybody. I didn't put thumbprint. Did you thumbprint?
Yeah.
Never asked me for mine.
Right.
Yeah, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go have a quick look at the Jewel. Unfortunately, it doesn't run, I don't think. The fountain doesn't run until about 11 a.m. And of course, United changing the flights has scuppered that plan of us seeing that. But then again, on the plus side, we were going to spend 2 or 3 hours in the lounge. I couldn't spend 2 or 3 hours in there.
No.
Too claustrophobic, too hot. People walking around, nowhere to sit. So we'll go and have a look at the Jewel, stretch our legs. We have about 45 minutes till we board. Let's go and have a look at that, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
What surprises me about the lounge as well is United fly the Polaris business class, and that's where the Polaris business class people are going on just regular business, but they tout it as like the premium business. Good luck with that. We have WH Smith. I don't think that name is disappearing from the airports. I think on the high street they're going to rebrand, but they're going to keep the WH Smith's names in the airports and railway stations. But we're going to go down this way. I think this is towards where the was it Starbucks as well. We're going to get a pie for the plane. Yeah. In case you don't like all that Chinese food. She's going round, everyone. Right, well, she's off getting a pie, and I've got you alone. I've got a secret to share with you that Maxine doesn't know about. She was freaking out about this flight for the 15 hours with a knee. Before it got changed to extending by like another 5 hours because of the change of the flights. So I've done a sneaky thing, thanks to everybody on YouTube, is I got us an upgrade to Polaris business class. So I've been blagging her. I did that before we set off. I've been blagging her this whole week, saying I bought these vouchers to go into the lounge, and that got us business class check-in. I put the tickets on mine because when we travel, I usually handle all the travel stuff. So I've got the boarding passes on mine, which are in seats 6 and 7. That's going to be the giveaway. She sees that before we board. I'm busted. But she's got boarding passes printed out, but she's half asleep and hasn't looked at them. But my goal is to get on the plane and to get in the aisle in front of her. She's in seat 6, I'm in seat 7, and just stop at the row and say, oh, you're sitting here now. And hopefully she won't have any idea, but I don't know if I'm going to get away with it. We're half an hour from boarding, and yeah, I'm not really sure yet. I've got away with it so far. But thank you to everyone on YouTube. What we did was we put all the money away. We didn't spend any of the money from last year. And then when I decided to do this, a big chunk of change, I used a lot of the money we made last year to buy an upgrade for both of us. But the reason it made sense is because we're now doing 3 flights going back instead of 2. We get business on all 3 flights, and some of those have got tight connections, like 40 minutes, and so we'll be at the front of the plane. I'm not convinced how good Polaris business class will be based on the lounge, but we'll see. So Maxine has no clue. Let's see if we can keep that a secret from her until we board. So Max has ordered a pie to go on board, not knowing she's going to be getting business class meals. But can't discourage her. So let's see if she comes with a chicken pie. One that we had, I don't know if we filmed it or not, when we were, I think we did film it, yes, when we went to Universal. They had them in there. You don't usually get pies and sausage rolls and things in Starbucks back in America anyway. So Maxine was kind of excited about it. Very good pie actually, chicken pot pie. I have quite romantic memories of being here 20 years ago. What a beautifully clean airport and how very impressive it is. All I'm seeing in here is very stained carpet throughout this whole terminal, and it hasn't got quite the luster that it had 20 years ago. Very dirty, stained. Isn't living up to the memory, put it this way. I always imagined this was like a jewel, like the jewel here, a jewel in the crown of airports. But yeah. Get your pie.
Pie, got my pie.
Go on the plane.
Yeah.
Well, the reason we brought a case with us as well, we put in a change of clothes and some shower stuff. I'm not sure we'll get time when we get to San Francisco, depending on the flight, but it's always good if you're doing a long flight to at least try and get a change of clothes before we fly for another 7 hours afterwards. Let's go and see if we can find the jewel. So there it is. We got 3/4 of the way there, but didn't have enough time because we have to go right down that Terminal 1, down and across to get in. And we're boarding in 15 minutes. We did speak to somebody who said the fountain's turned off and all the shops are closed till 11 anyway. But we wanted to go and have a look at the plants, but we're just not going to have enough time because we board in 17 minutes, and we've got at least an 11-minute walk once we get off this train and then I think you've got security to go through before you get into the gate area. So we've got to head back. And there's our plane right up next to one of the furthest gates, E11, at the end of this concourse. How's your day going, Max? Yeah? Not a good day? Yeah, Max is feeling a bit frazzled after a late pickup, lousy lounge, and then not being able to make it to the Jewel. So we have to go through security before we get on the plane. We do have premier access because we've got business class, as you and I know. And we'll just pop to the loo, and then we'll get into the holding pen. They should be boarding in about 3 minutes, and then we should be able to see if we can surprise her. Well, that was a bit of palaver, wasn't it, Max?
That's a bit of palaver.
How many
They
times
tell
were-
you nothing, do they?
No, how many times were our boarding passes scanned? Lots. And you can't bring water through. Liquid. Even though we bought some in the shop in the airport, they wouldn't let us through because they do another security check. Guess we might as well just try and get on board, Max. Everybody else is on, I think. Because we got our because I bought the priority, we should just be able to walk in anyway. Doesn't really matter what zone. So yeah, they are boarding, even though there was nobody up there at the gate. So I guess we just get on. Hello.
Hi, good
Coming
morning.
that way.
Okay, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Let's go first before me. Get me back in town. To the left. To the left.
Oh, where did we?
Keep going, and stop.
We not?
There.
Yeah.
Your seat for the next 15 hours.
Yes. Maybe. You're a sweetheart.
So welcome to Polaris Business Class, Max. Hey? So they have two sorts of seats. The ones by the quiet ones by the windows, and the aisle ones as well. You have a fully reclining seat, a decent screen, a bit of room. These are the more secluded ones by the window. You're just getting an amenity kit. So a glass of bubbly. And by the way, Max,
Yeah.
you upgraded all the way, so it's not just this. On the next 2 flights as well, you're flying in first, not business. And you got an amenity kit. You get headphones.
Yeah.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good now.
Straight to the menu.
Yeah, straight to the menu. Watch
I
this
didn't
going
say-
round again.
I didn't say it when you wanted your pie. I'm like, just let her buy it. And you have your bit of storage for the amenity kit and the headphones. Just don't knock the drink over, Barry. Whoop, don't knock the drink over, Barry. She's coming over and she's asking what we want for our appetizers. That's going to be the salmon for me. So I picked seats 6 and 7. Avoid 5 because it's got a misplaced window, so you can't see out the window. You have USB chargers. This will go full flatbed. You get slippers. I told you might even get pajamas. I don't know. It's be your tray table, bit of storage here, light, and power. And these again, I'll set back from the aisle where the one Maxine is in is sort of aisle side. Do you want to thank your YouTube viewers who paid for this out the YouTube on it?
They did not.
They did.
Yeah.
As I used it. Paid
That's
for
what
it.
you used it for.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Just made my day. It's
And
not
it-
going to a good day, but it is
You're having,
now.
you're having a bad day, weren't you?
I was having a bad day.
Just make it a bit better for you.
Yeah, it does. Oh, better.
Yeah.
Oh, better. Thank you.
I did look at the middle seats and putting us together. There were a few available further back, but we decided to go for these because Maxine likes a window view, so that was the reason why. There's not a lot of else storage though, really. You've got on here where these slippers are, where your feet are going to go. Oh, yeah, some of the storage there. Nothing around here. You've got that little cubby hole where the water is. I'm noticing it's not very clean. That's the only thing. Give this a wipe down, I think. Ooh, feel that top. That's very cool. So here's the menu. We have appetizers, salmon, roulette, buffalo mozzarella, and then a salad. We pre-ordered the fish on the way out. There was beef short rib, chicken thigh. Maxine doesn't do thigh. We ordered the codfish and tofu. No, thank you. Those are desserts: ice cream sundae, dessert plate, cheese plate. And then just before you land, they did ask us what we wanted, and we both ordered the eggs for breakfast. During the flight, they do a fruit snacks, chicken and rice, curry puff. Interesting. Singapore Alaska soba noodles. And you can have beef congee or the spinach, pumpkin and turkey ham omelette. And they got champagne. I could do with this business class thing. Beers, spirits, non-alcoholic, not looking at that. That's a bit weird, they tinted the windows as soon as we're rolling to the runway, which is shouldn't take off with darkened windows, but they've darkened everybody's windows. Max, you can manually do it. You can manually lift the manual override on anyway, so we can see out. Surely that's not supposed to have your window blinds closed when you take off and land. You have the air vents here at least, you have your self-controlled air vents and lights, so I'm going to turn the light off and I can figure out how to do it, which is probably on here somewhere. Looks like you can alter your window tint on the control system as well, which is something I wasn't aware you could do before.
Should be on our way. Thanks for your patience.
That's good, they had a computer problem where computers went to green. So just went on to Chicago to try and sort it out. We've been sat here 15-20 minutes, end of the runway. We should have to go back to the gate. That's good. So I think the flight time is 14.5 hours going this way, 17 coming the other way. So we should hopefully get there around the time we should, because we've got a connection we've got to make once we get there. We'll be about 15 minutes late landing, so we should be able to make the connection, though we won't have much time in the lounge to go and have our drinks. These headphones, not noise cancelling, I've got to say the ones we had on the way out, if you go and watch that vlog, the A&A were far better in premium economy than these. I like the tray table though, because it does actually give you room to get out of the seat with the tray table out. You can just push it back a bit further. Got some funky slippers on. Go to the bathroom once the seatbelt light is off, and then we'll have some drinks. And yeah, they've already turned all the shades down, so I think they're going to try and force everybody to sleep, even though it's only 9:30 in the morning by our body clocks. We'll see how Max is doing as well. Right, well I went to the bathroom straight away, because I know these flights are trying to pin you in the seats to eat, and yeah, as soon as I've come back from the bathroom, tray tables down, tables out, they want to feed you and get you to go to sleep. I did speak to the flight attendant and said we're both very happy we didn't go back to the gate, because then it's game over. And I did notice one of these flights have not been running on a good, they've been running late every day, and one was cancelled on Saturday, and she told me that one was cancelled for maintenance, and the Saturday one was cancelled because they hit turbulence and one of the flight crew got injured, so they had to cancel the flight coming back. So yeah, I'm going to keep my seatbelt on now. But yeah, just watching the schedule of the planes, they have rarely been on time and quite often been cancelled. So hopefully I'm very happy that they resolved the computer problem. I guess I'll come around with nuts and drinks first. So we're into April now, and the new movie that's on is Wicked. It's a great movie. If you've not seen it, I advise you go and see it. I'm going to watch that and then sing along to that. Well, they come down and hand out the nuts and drinks that you saw on the menu, and then that'll be quickly followed by the main course. These seat things are a bit back to front. It kind of confuses me because that way is put your seat back and that way is put your seat forward, so it's a bit, yeah. But yeah, I guess you've got a flatbed you can hit. But I do like these tray tables, the way you can actually have them fully out or half in, or you can just push them in enough so you can get to the loo if you need to get to the loo. Just not impressed with the headphones. I thought for business class they've had some better ones, but there you go. So we got the warm peanuts. Yes, they still do peanuts if you're asking on American flights. And then a Diet Coke with vodka, sparkling water, and another hidden vodka back there because it probably won't be around with another service, drink service until after the meal now. But peanuts are very nice, service is very good. I haven't tried the vodka yet, but I'm glad I got a spare one. That's always good. Hope you got 2 drinks, did you?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
You
My
could be.
warmed up. Coffee.
Yes. Right, well enjoy your meal because I'll be coming around and serving food next. Getting you in. You know, I'd forgotten about American measures on booze because these are like doubles, what we've had before. Oh, they're strong. So that's going to be like 4 vodkas. That'll knock me out anyway. Oh, very strong. So we are like half an hour into the flight and they're putting the meals out already. Like I say, feed you, put you to sleep. This is the second longest flight I think United do. The longest one is from George Bush to Sydney, I think, and this is the second longest one. It is 17 hours when you're coming from the US, but going back it's typically 15. So anybody claims it's 17 going this way, no, it's not right because you got the tailwinds with you. But it's still quite a long flight. That's why I thought it was worth spending a bit of money to upgrade. It's probably it is the longest flight we've ever been on. Yeah, and will be for quite a while, I think, heading this way in one bout. And of course, like I mentioned, it does give us upgrades for the next 2 flights, which helps us get off quickly, get on quickly, because we have some tight turnarounds. It's first in America, so it's like a big seat, but it's not business class. But the upgrade did get me that as well. But yeah, all is good so far. We'll have the fish and see how we go. So it's a tomato, mozzarella, or the salmon to start with. So I'm going for the salmon, which looks good. And then we got a salad, a bread roll, some bread, and some roly salt and pepper things. So they are actually serving the appetizers before the main on a separate dish, which is good, rather than all completed on one. And there's some vinaigrette there for your dressing for your salad. I do have to say that the bread is stale and the butter is frozen, so it's not really a good combination. So here is the cod, well presented, a slice of lemon on the top, with croquettes I believe, and a bit of asparagus. Looks nice, see how it tastes. No, let's try the fish. So for after dinner I got a sundae, ice cream sundae with everything on, cherries, nuts, caramel, everything, and a Baileys on ice. Okay, let's hand over to Max and see what she thought of the meal. Because obviously being sat in front of me, I haven't been able to speak to her, see what she thought. Probably, it wasn't planned, of course, she'd be sat separately to me.
Well, what can we say? That food was absolutely delicious. I think we had the salmon to start with, was absolutely amazing. The fish for the main course was really, really good too. Although I didn't like the broccoli croquettes, not good. And the ice cream sundae for afters, wow. I tried to get everything on it, so that should be good. And then I asked for a Baileys afterwards, and I got... Yeah, I got 2. So yes, thanks.
cute.
So I just got another Bailey's so I'd compete with Maxine. Do you want to, we haven't shown the kit yet. You got the amenity kit. Have you got your socks on? You've done that.
I've got really good socks on. Oh, you didn't see them.
What's that in there? Is that the
You
salt?
didn't-
Is that the salt and pepper that
You
you
didn't
need?
see them. I'm saying nothing. So you got some tissues, eye mask, and some earplugs, toothpaste and toothbrush, and a little pen.
Cute, isn't it?
It's very cute. Then this, which I've already opened to check.
What is it?
It's got lip balm, a wet wipe, hand cream, hydrating mist, and eye serum. Oh, it might look 20 years younger, Ben. Who knows?
I asked for another Bailey's as well. She wanted that little bottle. So I've been married to her for 35 years. I need a bottle. It's not big enough. But at least got a refresh. Because the crew will all go and have their rest now. We are 2 hours into the flight. Meal service is done. Crew will go for a rest. Lights will go out. And then probably another 5 hours into it. About halfway through they'll bring some snacks round. But they'll all disappear. But I've got to say, compared to last time we did business was the American flight to Japan 2 years ago. Go back out, you can see that vlog. That was horrendous. This is a lot better. Food is a lot better. Service is a lot better. I have to say we haven't obviously done first business in a Japanese airline like ANA. We did premium economy. Food was not as good as this. Service was good, and so the headphones and everything, and the seats were really good. We'd love to do business in that and see if how that compares to this Polaris United business. But yes, we will watch a few movies. We only have, let's see how long we got to go, 12 hours and 39 minutes to go. Kind of blows your mind. You've been on plane a couple of hours, you've had a meal, you're full up, and you've still got just under 13 hours to go. One flight. And what did I say? It is now 2 hours into the flight, and the lights have just gone out. Windows are all shut down. Everybody's been told to go to sleep, even though it's only 11:30 in the morning by our body clocks. It's not a bad design, but there's a lot of room there for your feet to go. I'm a side sleeper, so I don't think there's going to be a lot when you go on this side. I'm going to be banging my knee against the top, but as I'm sat here sort of reclined out, it's pretty good. Don't judge me for having the topper on top and the blanket underneath, but the fact is the blanket is a thicker padding, and it's going to give me thicker padding on the seat, and it's a really warm flight, really warm flight, so I don't need a big blanket on top of me. So I'm going to keep the lighter one on top and put the more padded one underneath me to give me better protection on the seats. But yeah, you can stretch out. This is what you're paying for your business class, is stretch out. This will turn into a flat bed, but as it's only like lunchtime, not ready to go to sleep yet. Just watch some movies, get a pillow out, relax. Max is doing the same in front. We've still got 12 hours to go, so we might as well get through 6 movies, maybe 5, with a bit of, maybe 4, and have a bit of a kip. We'll see. Keeping quiet by sleeping. The crew have been round quite frequently, checking if you want any drinks, which is good. The galley behind me seems to be the busy one, so I think the sweet spot is sort of near the front of the plane, because the galleys there are quiet, where they're all busy back behind me working, but obviously there's noise comes from that, so good to see them busy. But if you're a light sleeper like me, probably seats, if you're lucky enough to get into this business, probably the rows 1 to 5 are the sweet spot for quiet times. Get some food as well. Getting hungry. Get some noodles, something to eat. Right, we're through. Well, that was a bit of a palaver, wasn't it? It's now 10:05. Our flight board's at 10:20. You really need 3 hours here at San Francisco. The bags didn't come off in the priority order, so we had to wait for them, then to check them back in again, as you do. But that was quite a hike. Then they basically kick you back out into just the normal terminal, and then the lines to security, even though we had TSA pre-check, were just crazy, swamped. And they said they sent us down to the other end, Terminal C, even though we're going from F, because the gates were just backed up, security was backed up, even TSA. So we managed to get through eventually, but even that's been a 15-minute wait, hasn't it, to get through. We're hot, we're sweaty, we're not going to make the lounge in time for a shower, because we're boarding in 15 minutes and we've still got to get to F terminal. So yeah, top tip, if you're coming through San Francisco, we had 2 hours, that's minimum. You really need 3 if you don't have TSA pre-check, don't you? Definitely, that's a top tip. I know when United rebooked me on this flight, they booked me with a 50-minute connection and I refused it for obvious reasons. I think I should have gone for 3 hours. Now Denver, where we're flying to next, the next leg is from here to Denver, because they cancelled the original leg, which we will get in first again, because we booked the upgrade. Then we got a very short layover in Denver, like 55 minutes, but we don't have to recheck the bags again.
No.
And we won't have to go through security again. We just go from gate to gate to get on the next flight. So I'm not even sure we'll get a chance to get in the lounge before we get on, but we'll see. One thing that's ringing home now, Max, isn't it, is how efficient the Asian airports are at security. They have so much technology there. There was no lines, no waiting, and as soon as you're back in the US again, it's all down to people, isn't it? Even coming in, when we came into, what was it? What do we have? Global entry?
Global entry.
We must have been there 10 minutes. They only had one person checking global entry.
Global entry is to come straight in.
Yeah.
Because you've had your interviews, you should not have to see another person
And
again.
see passports again and all that stuff. So, yeah, so we're going to try and find the F gates. Yeah, we're going to get to F gates yet. Which is walking all the way back where we walked over there, Max, where they sent us down. Because this security at F was just a mare. And I'm a hot, sticky, sweaty mess now. After charging around the airport.
We've got at least another 6 hours to go.
Oh yeah, and it would have been nice to have a shower and change, but you can't. The only lounges with showers are in the international terminal, which means we would have had to go over to a different terminal, gone through security there, and then had to come back over here. So we just wouldn't have made it. There is a lounge, United lounges in all the terminals, but it's snacks and drinks, so we might be able to grab something before we board. But it depends how long it takes us to get to F. So we didn't make it to the lounge, did we? We ran out of time, couldn't make it in time, so we joined the long line for Route 1 to aboard any minute. Cool down a bit. I think this flight is 2.5 hours. We have an hour in Denver, and then the next flight is 3.5 hours. Then we've got to get our suitcases, then we've got to get an Uber, and so by 11 o'clock tonight we'll be home.
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, here we are. We just made it, didn't we?
We just made it.
Yeah, this was a tricky flight to book because the seats are like reversed. The front two face back. You don't like facing backwards, do you? So we're in row 2. You've got to get the even rows if you want to face forward, and the odd rows face backwards. But look at the bright side, you've got 4 windows.
Yeah.
These are the old style business suites. They're flat. We've got a bit of storage in here, I think, and a footrest. Yeah, but you see some of the seats are backwards, some are forwards. It's a bit of a mishmash, isn't it?
Yeah. Configuration.
We're just like exhausted now, aren't we? Go away. Clean. What did you think of the first flight?
You tricked me.
Yeah, I think the crew were good.
It was lovely.
Yeah, food was excellent.
Food was really good. I didn't care for the breakfast.
Yeah, I think my breakfast was it wasn't as clean. So I cleaned my thing down. Same, just one bit grubby, weren't they?
Yeah.
There's hairs everywhere, but I mean, I couldn't. Mine in the actual window thing, there was a long hair hanging. Somebody cut the hair.
Yeah.
And the crew were really good. They were on it, weren't they? Anybody dinged a bell.
Yeah.
People were getting food and drinks, and I had the noodles and everything. Oh yeah, I put some pictures in here of the breakfast. I don't think I talked about that. I had like an omelette with sausage and tomatoes. It was quite good. And then the croissant. Did you have the croissant as well? And a tea. Yeah.
Tea.
Yeah.
And some orange.
Yeah. That's quite a neat feature of the app they've got here is when we arrive in Denver, we only have 1 hour connection, but it tells us what gate we arrive at, what gate we're leaving at, how long the walk time is between us, and it even gives you a map and tells you to turn left and guide you between the gates so you know how far you've got to go. Right, so we're here.
Yeah.
Quick flight this time, wasn't it? Just 2 hours. It's starting to hit us now, though, a little bit, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, we are in Denver now. We have about half an hour till we board our next flight, then a 3.5-hour flight to Orlando, and then probably 2 hours when we get there to get home. By the time you got the luggage and got an Uber and got back, so about 6.5 hours to go. Good flight. Took off on time. Pardon me. Took off on time. The meal was. What did you have? You had
I had the chicken.
the chicken. Was it any good?
It was just not to my taste.
Yeah.
Because it's Italian again. I don't like Italian.
And I had the pasta, which was good. I didn't have the bread or the what's the dessert like, that custard thing? No.
It was a bit like banoffee pie.
Yeah.
Cheap banoffee pie.
Yeah. Just had a drink, and then we you watched some movies. I just listened to my. We had a few problems with the headphones. I think. Well, a couple of things. Like the blanket had somebody's hair in it.
Yeah.
To give that black, and then the headphones were
When I
broken.
opened the headphones up, they were broken.
And then you got another set, and they didn't work. And it just not very clean, the plane. But the stuff really nice.
Stuff all playing.
Food, I'd say food's better than I've had before on some other airlines.
Yeah, but
But,
it should be because you're in business.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It
We
should
would,
be exceptional.
yeah, and as you saw on the app, it does tell you how to get to the gate and everything. We would have gone in the lounge here, but it is closed for renovation, so there isn't a lounge for us to get in here. We can go to one, we have to hoof it to the other end of the terminal, which we're not going to
We're
do.
not hoofing it.
No, we're just going to have a coffee to keep us going. And what did you get, Max, since I got a Starbucks coffee? And we're in
What do you
Denver.
think you got?
Yeah. What do you think she got in Denver?
Ta-da!
Yeah. A Denver,
Oops,
all the way up. Denver Starbucks cup. Seeing as how, you know the rule, we have to actually go somewhere to get it.
I
The
didn't get
cups.
one in San Francisco, did I? Because we didn't have time.
No, we didn't. No, we didn't to San Francisco. We were charging around. I thought you had one from San Francisco. Years ago.
No,
No, okay.
we got San Francisco.
So we're going to get to this next flight. Say it's 3.5 hours. Luxury is, well, we're still going to be in luxury. We're going to be in first, but it's more like premium economy. So you get the bigger seats, and it's exactly the same menu as on the last flight, except I don't think you've got as many things. So I think the pasta I had is what they have, or a salad. So we just,
Cheesy salad.
I think
we
we're
don't like that either.
no, I think we're overdone with eating, aren't we, at the moment? But I'm certainly glad we booked this because it's pretty brutal, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a long way.
It's a long way. Where else is Max? We've travelled back to the 1980s. Yeah. Tiny screens. Look at your windows.
Broken.
I think I've seen her. Seats this old for a long time. This must be an 80s, 90s plane.
Remember,
It shows that line,
Move.
Max.
if
Shows
you are
that line.
seated in exit row, you may be asked to assist the crew during an evacuation. If you are unable or uncomfortable performing exit row functions,
Got a credit
and
card, you can
assisting
swipe
in
a credit card,
emergency, please ask a flight attendant.
Maybe is he taxiing fast enough for you, Max?
Yes, it's moving. It's fascinating with all the rain over the mountains.
Oh, the mountains there.
You're right, there's nothing around here, is there?
No, it's just your wilderness. Look,
Oh,
handbrake
I
turn.
think we're off.
Handbrake turn.
Jeez. Oh, there he goes.
There we go. I think the seats are broken as well, Max.
Yeah, look at it.
A bit. Like all collapsed on one side, isn't it? So we made it back to Orlando International Airport. Unfortunately, we arrived as a thunderstorm was there, so we sat outside the gate, or we sat on the plane outside the air bridge for about 10 minutes. We've now let us off, but there's like 30 flights here all waiting for baggage because of the thunderstorm. The baggage people aren't working, obviously, because it's lightning in the area. So when they do start working, there's probably 30 flights here waiting for bags. So it is now 9:30. Who knows how long we're going to be waiting here, which is the last thing you want after a 30-hour flight. But yeah, just a summary on that. Max is sat over there just to keep an eye on the baggage belt. Summary of that flight. I think the redeeming thing on the flight was we left early. We got in 40 minutes early. Actually, we shouldn't have landed until about another 10 minutes, which is a good redeeming feature. Also, there was only a couple of families on the plane, which is unusual for a flight to Orlando, so it's pretty quiet. The rest of the plane, you saw the seat was, we got on, I think we both dozed for the first hour because we were just kind of unconscious. And then they started bringing the food out. Well, actually, tried to use the entertainment system. They said, you can use your wireless tablets and connect to the United system. That didn't work. Just got a blank screen saying searching. Then the DirecTV thing crashed. I don't know if they lost the signal, but that went offline for about 10-15 minutes and had to reboot. Then they started serving meals. There was only 16 people in the business class. This is part of the business upgrade we got. There was only 16 people, but it took them an hour to plate 16 food trays. And they're getting very confused, asking people what they wanted. Then forgetting, they offered me some items, a couple of items, and some had run out. And then she went to the person across from me and offered the items that I wanted that had run out, and new items that she never told me about. So I called her back over and we changed what I wanted. But the food was okay. I mean, it is what it is. Maxine at hers brought that stuff she bought in the shop, and I just had a cheese plate. I had the cheese plate. Maxine had they called it was supposed to be a kale salad, but it wasn't. It looked like a Caesar salad, so she didn't really have much of that. And then we just had a drink, couple of drinks, and not alcoholic because we're trying to stay awake. And then we just waited. Oh, is that it? Nope. And then we finally got down here. The pilot was completely mad, as you saw when we were taking off, driving like a nutter. And that means that we got here quickly. But unfortunately, that's all been scuppered because of the fact we can't really take just carry-on bags when we're going for 3 weeks abroad. We have to take suitcases. And this is where it's all fallen apart at this end. So we are completely shattered. Max is not feeling very well. We're going to stick it out. Who knows? I'll get back to you when we finally get the bags. Right, a quick update. It's been over an hour now since we got off the plane, and they're still lighting in. No update when we can get in. So what have we got, Max?
McDonald's.
Yeah. So if you do get stuck, the food court here, the McDonald's is open 24/7. And that's the only one that's open 24/7. So we've succumbed to the fact that we're probably not going to get away from here till midnight. It's now, what is it, 10:15, 10:30. And then the Ubers will be absolutely crazy because once you get past midnight, you got surcharges. So it's going to be a very expensive ride home.
Right.
But what you can do, you can sit by the baggage belt in the morning, or you can come and stuff yourself with a Big Mac, regular fries. Welcome back to America, Max.
Yeah.
Max, look, even the milkshake machine's working. Yeah?
Where people walk.
Okay, we're following Maxine's idea. So I went to the baggage people here, and we basically said, we're locals, can we just come back tomorrow and drop them? If you once you finally get them. It's just, as long as you've got the bag tags, which we have. So it's going up for like 11 o'clock now, and Ubers and lifts are getting really expensive. So I'm looking at the phone here, trying to get an Uber. So we're going to go home. We're going to showers, bed, and then we will catch up with you tomorrow once we get the suitcases. Yeah. Well, good afternoon. It's the next day. It's 20 to 2 in the afternoon the next day. So we got back about 11:30 last night. And then what did you find when we got back home, Max?
There was no water on.
No water on, yeah. Drew, crazy Scottish neighbour, had been working on the pipes outside and left it turned off. So at midnight I was out with a torch trying to find the valve in the street, turn it on so we can have showers. That was okay, we got it sorted, didn't we?
Yeah, we did eventually.
And then we slept through from about 12:30 until about 7 this morning. And then went on to the airport to get the suitcases. And I could still see from the Apple tags they were there.
They were there.
And I'll put a clip in here. Right, next morning, back at MCO, back to the United offices, see if we can get the bags. The line's not too busy. Our bags are probably down here somewhere. Quiet though. So here they are. She didn't bother checking my ID. She says go get them. So here they are. United offices are just there by the escalators when you come down. Yeah, I got my bags and then go and wait out here for Maxine to come back for me. Yeah, so the shocking thing for me was they didn't really look at my ID or anything. They just said, "Good, help yourself."
Go pick one.
Yeah, so but they're here. We got them. We brought them back. We haven't, of course, unpacked them yet because we've just done a big shop at Wally World for today. So to sum up yesterday's flight, there's something you were telling me. I don't know if we recorded it here about the seat in that last flight yesterday. In the I checked out online. That plane was from 1999. Went into service in 2000, and it's never been touched since new. You know, and so here's here's the information I found on it. So that's why it looks so old and so knackered, and everything was knackered on that plane.
It was a bad plane.
Yeah, you were saying the seats were
Really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And even though they're big,
yeah,
because I'm little,
yeah,
my feet don't touch the ground, so
Yeah.
I just slide off them because they're like so slippy.
yeah.
It's hard work.
I just had that one in front of me.
Could not
It was
get
so
covered.
that was like at 45-degree angles because they were all broken. But anyway, you know, it's not when you pay.
First world problems.
Yeah, we paid for the upgrade all the way back, and that was the one that was very surprising. I've never been on a plane as old as that ever. I don't think.
No.
With ashtrays that were still screwed over in the thing. But yeah, so I'd say our takeaway from travelling back from, I guess, the whole trip that we've done over the last few weeks is, if you're gonna, and I guess it applies if you come into the US, make as few connections as possible in the
I think
US.
that's what killed us in the end.
Yeah.
I think it'd have been a lot better if we'd have just got. I know we originally we were going to do one connection, weren't we?
Till United messed it up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that too across the UK, across the US was really tough.
And it's just what we've learned as well with being abroad is airports in Asia are so much nicer, more well organised, more
Easier.
automated. In fact, I was looking about Singapore because Singapore's about the same climate as here, and I was looking what happens when they have a thunderstorm. So I was looking online this morning, and apparently they have three things, contingencies. One is they have autonomous vehicles to go and get the bags. Obviously, someone's got to get them off the plane, but they have autonomous vehicles to go across the apron so people don't have to be out there. If there's a delay, they give everybody food and drinks. And if it's an extended delay, they offer a service where they will ship the bag to your hotel straight away, which obviously we don't do here in the US. But I think you made a good call last night for us to leave it
Yeah.
and come back.
I
Even
don't
though,
know why it just suddenly occurred to me.
Yeah.
It's like, why don't we just pick them up tomorrow?
though we haven't checked if all those Disney stuff is still in there.
No, we
Hopefully
have
it
not.
still is.
All our goodies and everything we brought back is in there.
So our takeaway is and just America's just like a zoo, and it's not the Americans, it's the system here where people have to pay for bags. So everybody's fighting to get a space and cram the bags in for free. Whereas in Asia there was no pushing or
It just
fighting.
makes me laugh that they're like, you can't take your bags on. You've got to do this. You've got to do that. You've got to put them above you, and you can only put your backpacks in front of you. I mean, what is it, 2025?
Yeah,
Sort your planes out.
yeah.
So it's big enough to accommodate everybody because that's what you wanted.
Or don't charge for
Or
the
don't
bags,
charge for it.
which was only a temporary measure put in for 9/11 that is still going on today. So yeah, but Asia was completely different, less stressful.
It was
Pleasant. It made air travel pleasure. So if you're coming to the US or going across the US, and you've got to go, if you're going to Asia, you've got to go basically to the West Coast to get out there. So the tip for us is just do as few connections as possible. And spoiler, we are heading in that direction again in September, and we only have one flight with a US carrier in the US. And guess which flight has been changed already? And I need to call tomorrow because I now don't have enough time for the connection in the US to get the plane. Yep, it's the one American flight. I don't think none of the Asian flights changed. Oh, tell a lie. I think the flight from here to Haneda changed by 3 minutes.
Oof.
Yeah, we've got a notification on that. No, it's been a good trip. We are very tired. I think the jet lag is hitting us in again today. But I hope you've enjoyed our series. We really love it over there. As I say, we're going to go back in that direction in September, and we are definitely going to go back again. We love Tokyo, don't we? We love Japan, shall we say, in general. Singapore was nice.
It was nice.
It's a little too, what's the word I'm looking for? You said commercial, westernized. Yeah, it isn't really. It's a mix. What do you say, Manny, of Washington DC?
It's like a cross between Washington DC and I'm trying to think. That was so lush everywhere else.
Oh, the greenery and
With
the trees.
So many trees.
Yeah.
So many plants around it, even though it's a big city.
Yeah. Yes, I mean it's an interesting city, but and it's worth going to see if you've never been. But I don't think you'd wish to go back again,
I
would
wish
you?
to go back. Apart from they did have Cadbury's chocolate everywhere.
Yeah, I know, and the Marks and Spencers
And
and WH Smiths.
They were very, very expensive.
Yeah, well,
even
that's-
more expensive than they are here, I think.
It's remind you of Dubai in some respects,
Yeah,
well,
it's
isn't it?
between Dubai and Washington DC, I think.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's a lot of money there.
Yeah,
Lots of money.
yeah. But no, we enjoyed it. It was just a little time for us to have a break after being charging around Japan all the time for 2 weeks. But I hope you enjoyed this series. Well, if you like what we do, please like and subscribe, put comments below, and look out for our next trips, because I think this is going to roll into some more trips that we're going to be doing in the summer. So thanks for watching, and we will see you later.
Bye.
Bye.